it felt like. I still remember how the days turned into weeks and months. We were together for so long. I haven't noticed that we're falling down too fast.
If I could take it all back, I still want you by my side. If only I could bring you back to me. If I could go back in time, promise we won't say goodbye. I never really moved on, no, not in time.
I wanna go back to the way we used to be. I wanna feel your skin, your lips so close to me.
I wanna go back when I called you mine all the time. Every smile and every moment.
If only I had, a time machine.
Usually Albert was in bed by 10 and up by 5 and thus was ready for one more day of his 14th year. Unless his grandmother had forgotten the 15 centavos for the baker down Progreso Street.
Lola, I would just buy pandesal. Can you wait here and make us a hot coffee for the boys?
Of course, Albert. That would be great to start our day.
I remember when my mother lost her dream for her Swiss cheese.
Their grandmother always said the pandesal is quite alright and enough for them with his cousin.
Pedro, do you know why the name is pandesal? Rumors say we're coming through blood.
Me too. I'm curious why they named it from.
Albert and his friends will push their way into the shop so they can watch the men who were stripped to the waist work their long flat wooden spade out of the glowing maw of the oven. Many theories about where it came from and why did the bread come not brown and the size of people's teeth, and why did it have a pair of lips convulsed into the painful prawn. Albert hurried to come back home with his oven-fresh warmth of bread Albert was proudly bringing home for their breakfast.
I knew my Lola would not mind if I nibbled away at one piece. Maybe I may eat two, but that would be betraying her trust.
While walking back to his home, Albert looks in the direction of the seawall, 15 yards from where an old Spaniard's house stood. From the sounds of pulleys, he knew it was time to set out for school. His grandfather serves in a coconut plantation and spent the last 30 years of his life. And his grandmother had been widowed for 3 years. Albert often wondered whether he was being dependent upon to spend the years ahead in the service of the great house.
One day, I knew Ida was the old Spaniard's niece. All my doubts disappeared.
Ida stepped out to her bedroom to say good morning to her uncle.
Good morning.
On a quiet morning, Albert imagined the patter of her shoes upon the wooden veranda floor. As a further sign, Albert would hurry off to school, taking the route she had fixed for me, past the post office, plaza, and the church.
I asked myself whether I was trying to compete her. I decided to compete the high top.
In class, Albert would not allow a lesson to pass unmastered. seventh son, the Tsar de Malétroit's door.
What is the story all about?
It's the story of the French soldier who is made prisoner by the Tsar of the David Church, who believes that the soldier has compromised.
Albert is a genius, and our English teacher could not put any question before us did not have a ready answer in his head.
Their maestro Antonino remarked on the dexterity of Albert's stubby feet. His school orchestra, Mr. Custodio, watched and became aware of Albert's progress. He moved Albert from second to first guitar.
Another Vallejo, our own Albert Spaldi. Woo! Albert!
Pete Saez asked him to
Join
join
my
Albert
band
to the
and
Milton's
we'll have
orchestra, the Pete Saez Private Band.
I have schoolwork in mind.
He earned his school fees and supported his mother, hiring out his band at least 3 or 4 times a month.
Albert, tomorrow we will play at the funeral of a Chinese, 4 to 6 in the afternoon. In the evening, Judge Roldan's silver wedding anniversary will play also there. And on Sunday, we will play in the municipal dance.
Albert dreamed that he had returned from a tour of the world music centers. The newspaper of Manila had been generous with praise. Albert saw his picture on the cover of magazine. People observed at home was the diligence with which Albert attended to his guitar lessons. Albert began to chafe on being given other errands, suspecting his guitar to be excused.
Albert! What do you want to be a musician for? At parties, musicians always eat last.
His grandmother counseled Albert kindly mind his work at school. Albert went again and again to Pete Saez's house for rehearsal.
I want to rehearse to improve my skills more.
At last, the Christmas season began. Albert had not counted on Ida's leaving home and remembering that her parents lived in Badajoz. His torment was almost unbearable. Not once had Albert tried to tell her of his love. His letter had remained unwritten in the algebra book he had borrowed.
It was about an assault the next Sunday, which the Buenavista Women's Club wished to give Don Esteban's daughters, who were arriving on the morning steamer from Manila.
Huwag ka nang mawala.
Huwag ka nang mawala, eh! Huwag ka nang mawala, eh! Dadalhin kita sa aming bahay, di tayo kaya alis tayo sa tunay na mundo. Sa tunay na mundo. Yeah, break it down.
Thank you.
Albert, the heart our band.
He greeted everyone with a Merry Christmas, jollier the others, when she saw Ida in one corner unwrapping something.
Merry Christmas, Ida. Will you be away during the vacation?
No, I will be staying home. My cousin will arrive and at a big party, and your honor was being married.
Albert wrapped up a quantity of loose egg yolk, things in several sheets of napkin paper.
Have you eaten? If you wait a little while we've gone, I wrap a package for you.
He fled the gathering after Ida noticed him grabbing some food out of embarrassment. But before heading home, he makes the impulsive decision to stop at the bakery and buy a pandesal for his grandmother.